Why, hello everyone, and welcome to a casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. Today we have Rob El Tarvano playing as Kronos in the blue on the right-hand side of the map versus Arts as Oranos in the red on the left-hand side. We're here playing on the map Mediterranean. It's got this big open water field in the center with plenty of fish. So there's definitely going to be a lot of macro here as we already see Arts moving forward and Rob preparing as soon as they're able to get those docks down. As Rob looks like to be the first one to get the dock down as Arts is still deciding exactly where he wants to be. There's no fish in this area, so he's probably going to move up here to this more central location. With as he got those 3 fish, it'll be a much faster drop-off point, more food per minute. As, yep, he does get that one down. Both players are moving their oracles forward, trying to get an idea of where all the fish are at so they can know where to put down everything they need. Already got some fishing boats ready to queued up, ready to go. As they start getting their economies going, let's see what relics we have for today. Here in the north, we've got Demeter's Throne for mana build time and cost reduction. That could be useful. Not both our players are Atlantean, so they only get a couple manners. They are expensive though, so that could help. Other relics we've got Angantier's Sword, which gives you hero regeneration while fighting units, 10% lifesteal. That's pretty useful. Not terribly useful for ships themselves, but it could be quite nice. This one's actually pretty close to Art's base. We've got Pelt of Argus down here for line of sight. That is huge for Atlanteans, as their favor generation is tied to the line of sight of their oracles. The larger this is, the more favor they generate, so this could be pretty big in the mid to late game. If one of them manages to snag it up, it means a lot more favor on the table. Last relic we've got is Odin's Wand, which is a temple food cost of text reduction. That could be pretty useful, depending if this game goes into a more off-the-water fight. We'll see how things go. As looks like Rob has decided just to deconstruct that first dock, just to delay Arts a little bit more. Arts will get the resources back, so it's not a huge issue, but it does mean that these fishing ships will not be able to drop off for a bit. Considering how much they have, only this one's going to be delayed, so it's going to be a minor inconvenience. Both players getting their air fishing ships up, trying to scout the map. Let's see how much each of them see. Both of them see the entirety of the map. They do see these top 2 relics. That could be useful, but neither of them sees this bottom relic here. Neither of them seems to be interested in scouting down here just yet. As Rob is going for more fish more quickly, so he's going to have that food advantage. Neither player has... Oh, here we go. Arts is just now starting for his first temple. He's going to look like he's going for a 9 or 10 citizen starting build order. Whereas it also looks like Rob's going for a similar amount, also starting up that temple. So we're going to be getting into classical soon, and the fights will soon be starting. How many? Let's see what type of pigs they got. Rob has 6, whereas Arts has 6 as well. The pigs don't generally tend to spawn too often on this map, or in general in AoM, so pigs are generally in a bit of a short supply. As we see Oceanus for the Oranos player in Arts, that he will have a bit more myth units into the sea fight then, as he will get the servants. That's going to be quite useful, I feel like. Could be the difference maker, as Rob has opted to go for Prometheus instead, going for more of those economic boosts. At this point, they seem to have scouted most of the map. He does see this relic here, so the cost temple. None of them seem to have spotted this line of sight relic, so it looks like that will be out of play for now, as Arts is going for a second dock already. He's going to have that extra production up a bit more quickly, just in time for his classical, as Rob is also doing the same. Trying to get that slightly... Well, that's interesting, actually. Look at where Arts has placed this dock. These fishing ships have a much shorter distance to return back to drop off, so that means he's going to have a pretty significant edge in terms of economy versus Rob, who has to go all the way back here and all the way from here to here. So less than ideal dock placement from Rob, as Arts is getting a 3rd dock up. He's going all in on this fight into the classical, into the ocean. In the meanwhile, Rob has time shifted his temple forward to get these two Prometheans up and able to fight more easily. They're going to be doing some harassment. Does look like Arts is building military barracks just to force those Prometheuses away, as Rob has decided that's enough and is pulling back his temple back to his main base, so he's got that under wraps. Does not look to be going for any kind of melee army on the ground, and instead is focusing entirely on the ship side of things, with 2 siege biremes already out versus the 2 biremes from and a siege bireme from Arts. These 2 Prometheans are looking to find value, but they just can't find much at this point. Currently, it looks like there's just been a bit of harassment. This is Servant. The Servant is a decent fighter, but its main use is as a healer, as a support unit. Well, it's not the best composition from Arts into this, as... Oh, that Bireme just barely survives. These 2 Siege Biremes, there goes the Caladria as well to help that out. These 2 Siege Biremes really do well against these arrow ships, as they have very little crush armor, but they're going to have real trouble against the fire ships. And as Arts managed to get one down, he does manage to get one of the siege biremes down, forcing Rob's naval fleet back. This triangle goes: siege biremes beat the biremes beat the fire ships, and fire ships beat the siege biremes. That's the typical way it goes. Has he gotten the Theft of Fire? Let's see if Rob has managed to. He has not yet. He's going for... Oh, now he's getting it now. This Theft of Fire is a huge technology for the Atlantean player, plus 20% gather rate and build rate for his hero citizens, and that's on top of the 10% the heroization gives at the start. So that could give him a pretty big economic edge, probably enough to make up for his less than ideal dock placements. We'll see how things go, as... Oh, no, he was not paying attention to those fishing ships, as 3 fishing ships go down to Arts Navy. Does Arts see this relic? Let's see. Just barely sees it. I don't know if he's going to grab it, though. It would be useful for that extra favor, but he seems to be primarily focused here on the ocean. And it does look like Rob is taking the edge. These Caladria are not in play to heal up his ships, and he's got these out on the side. Drops Shockwave, trying to disrupt that force just to give his troops a little bit more time. Healing up his ships as best he can, trying to make them survive as long as possible. But it's going to be a tough one, though, because Rob has the larger army. Does really manage to with this Servant, because this Servant has pretty decent stats overall. It's not going to be an easy fight. Giving those ships just a little bit of extra edge. It's a bit of a stalemate. It does look like Art's just barely managing to hold on with his myth units, keeping the fight in his favor slightly. It's being forced back towards his docks. He does have a better dock placement for this fishing group now, but Arts is on 3 fish triangles, whereas Rob is only on 2. That's going to hurt his economy a little bit. They got any eco upgrades at this point? Kronos has both of his regular ones, whereas... Let's see, does Arts have any of his eco upgrades? He does not. Arts has none of his eco upgrades. That could be a bit of an issue, because all these ships cost wood and gold, so he's gathering them at 10% slower. That could be an issue for Arts in the long term if he isn't able to win these fights. But it does look like he's managing to get at least a decent amount of damage in there, as these fire ships are having trouble breaking through this armada from Arts. Arts does seem to have a pretty good commanding lead over this central ocean battlefield, as Rob's naval capacity is low. He's trying to age up through this. He's saying, I'm not going to be able to, I don't think I can keep this fight in the center. I'm just going to age up to Heroic and try to win the fight there. Maybe drop down to Palace along the edge to keep control of some of the fishing ships and go from there. So he's going for Hyperion, sorry, not Helios, Hyperion. That will be good for the Chaos. I don't think it'll help him much for this, so that's why I think he's going to just try to abandon the ocean entirely. He's given up, he's realized that he just can't succeed. He hasn't built any kind of military production. He is going for a second town center, though, but Arts does see it. He's got that Oracle right there, so if he wants to, he can move his army in to try and do some damage. He's got some Ismarmillo in. How many does he have? A couple. Just doing a bit of harassment. But yeah, it looks like Rob has been fully forced off the ocean at this point. There's a lot of resources here. 15! Oh my word. All of Arts' army is on the ocean, essentially. That's like 2,000 resources in the ocean, which is now going to be pretty useless. Rob doesn't have much at all. Look, 6 military units to 49. This could be an issue if Arts is able to quickly crank out enough Murmillo or other units to get some damage dealt. He is getting his armory up, maybe going for heroic himself, getting a secondary military barracks. But at this point, the settlement is almost claimed by Rob. He might be able to push forward, and there goes the heroic. He's now got that chaos ready to go. Scott also has his 2 satyrs here. These could be pretty deadly against some of those range units. He is going for a military army right now. He's building up his forces. He's got the barracks and counter barracks up and running. It does look like Arts wants to go for a Thea for this one. So he's going to go for a bit more of a harassment build. Probably for cavalry, getting those dryads out. That could be very useful. The second town center has dropped, so you're going to start seeing the citizens from Rob go up. But you have to remember that Arts has the advantage in fishing ships. Each of these is doing a huge amount of food for Arts with this one right here. 0.83, that's almost as much as a single regular villager on food. How much is this one? It's like two fishing ships for a bit less than 2 fishing ships for every citizen. That is a pretty big advantage for Arts in terms of the economy, and the score shows it. Got a huge amount of resources in the bank for Arts as he prepares to age up to heroic through Thea. Rob is trying to go for Mythic Age. He's just trying to go straight to Mythic. He's like, okay, you can have the water. I'm going to go straight for Mythic. Try to get Implode through Atlas. See what I can do to either push you off the water or move in and take the main base. He's got a pretty big army ready to go. Looks like Rob is trying to bunker up as best he can, give up the water, try and hold the land as best he can. Excuse me. Arts' military land army is pretty low, but Rob has to be careful while he's inside of this range from these troops, because this can do a lot of pierce damage per second. And there it goes, starting to fall a few units down from all these ships. We'll see if Arts decides to keep this around as a bit of a harassment tool around the edge of the sea, or if he wants to delete them to free up that pop space. But Arts has completely claimed the center sea at this point in time. He's trying to grab a second TC, and now he's seen, after he saw that Rob got it. Rob does have more citizens now, because this number here counts both, I believe this number counts both fishing ships and citizens. Let me see here. He's got 22 fishing ships, 21, okay, it does not count that, okay, so he got 42 citizens and 22 fishing ships, which is about the equivalent of about 53 citizens in total, versus Rob's 52. But remember, some of these are hero citizens, and those are each one of those worth 1.3 of every one of Arts. Has Arts gotten? He has finally gotten those economic texts, but at this point, Rob has got into heroic. He's still trying to age up to, Atlas. He doesn't have any of the resources though. That could be a mistake. He might lose out on those resources before he is ready, as Rob's Arts is forced to pull back a little bit from this forward position. He was mining that gold, but has to pull back. Probably going to move over to this gold mine, as Rob is trying to claim more of the map. His land army is quite a bit larger than Arts, as Arts only has this amount right here. Is that all he has? Well, this could be a problem for the Oranos player. He's got basically no land army. All of his resources in land and military is in his navy, which is able to do a bit of annoyance here and there, taking out a couple small buildings, but it's not going to do anything against this army moving in from Rob, trying to extend his advantage, as this wood line back here is vulnerable. We've got 12 citizens right here, 13 citizens right here. Doesn't look like Rob is going to move in, though. A bit of a mistake, I think, from Rob, as he could have just pushed through right here, taken out a bunch of these citizens, done huge economic damage. Instead of deciding to take down the armory, I'm not sure why. Arts is in classical now, as he does have his Hesperides tree up, pumping out those dryads. That'll be useful, as they only cost wood and does not cost any pop space, so he can pump out these quite a bit. He is forced to pull his wood line back, but that doesn't really, so not much damage from Rob, as he looks to be more interested in taking out buildings than army. I think that's a mistake from the Kronos player. Chaos dropped. Is it going to make enough difference? I don't know if it is, because there's a bit of a misplay from Rob. Like, sure, he's able to win the fight, but he did a lot of damage, taking out a couple buildings that really weren't worth much. Like, he took out an armory and a manor versus the couple buildings that Arts has managed to take out easily on this side. Pulls back his army. I think he could have stayed longer, done a bit more damage, but I guess doesn't want to fight under those watchtowers. Second Disparities tree dropped. He gets 2 free drives with every drop, so Arts' army is getting up there. Oh, Arts has already gotten his heavy upgrades, whereas, oh no, Rob is still only on medium. That could be huge. Look at the difference between these two. We got 154 HP versus 175 and 13.5 hack damage per second versus only 9. This is a huge disadvantage from Rob in the army, as Arts has managed to pull back from his initial disadvantage land army due to Rob's hesitancy. And it looks like this fight might be able to go in the favor of the Oranos player. So Arts is trying to make something happen. It looks like this could go either way, though, as... Oops. It does look like it could go either way, as a bit more microcontrol trying to get down this Symphilian bird. But it does look like, indeed, Arts is able to push back this initial frontage prod by Rob. But Rob is now on 3 TC. That's so greedy. 3 TC is huge investment. He's got to keep at least 6 citizens on food at all times just to maintain villager production. And he's already got almost maximum. He doesn't be able to make use of that pop space, as he's just missing a lot of he just does not have a lot of army. 27 versus 100. Admittedly, some of that is in sea, but there's not a lot left in the sea navy. Rob's army is outnumbered almost 4-1 here, and you can tell there's almost two times plus more resource value in Arts' army than Rob's, as Rob's looking to make something happen here at this 3rd TC location. Doesn't seem to quite be ready to go just yet. He's pulling back, trying to build up his army. Being a little bit more hesitant than I think he needs to be. He probably could have taken that fight. These Dryads do a lot of damage per second. 14.7 versus this TC could do a lot just with these 10 Dryads. I think a bit of an unnecessary bit of hesitancy from Arts, as he could have taken out this TC, taken out this full forward position, as Rob's army was not in any place to fight. As both players licking their wounds, trying to recover a little bit. Arts also going for his 3rd TC, seeing if he can match Rob, but at this point, Rob's economy is well and ahead of Arts. He's got max population from his citizens. He's still got that Atlas queued up. I don't know if that was just automatic or something, but just unable to get much from there. He does look like he's trying to get that at Age of, though, as he might want to just get that before he moves in. He is trying to get some of his armory upgrades finally, though if you look here, Arts is already a whole way ahead. He's also going for Helios. So he's trying to move. So Arts is also aging up, trying to go for more of that focus on siege and transportation, a bit more of the archers. It does look like while Rob has queued this up from the start, Arts is going to be the first one to get to Mythic, as he's got the resources in the bank and the palace down, so he's ready to go. This palace will be able to protect this forward gold mine. Does he have... He does not have, does not yet have the boiling oil, so that could be an issue. Nor does he have crenellation, so these Cantaris will not have anywhere near as much of an issue versus this palace. Helios does not give a huge boost in power like Atlas does with the implode, but it does mean that he is going to be able to get much stronger fire siphons out in the field. As it looks like Rob is finally able to get his Atlas started, and he's also getting some boiling oil, a few more upgrades. At this point, both players are just waiting for Mythic Age. Although, it does look like Arts is moving forward, trying to do a bit of poke damage. Could do something here. Each of these manas can take a couple citizens. Oh, there goes down one citizen as these Cantaris are moving in. Crenellations is up, but they're not going to do much at this point, as 3 citizens down total. Ouch! Trying to pull these citizens back. He could have garrisoned some of the tower. All of them could have hidden inside the tower without issue, but I guess he just didn't think about that, as 2 more fall. 3 citizens fall, as he's being distracted on this north side by the attack, as Arts' backline cavalry is just moving in, destroying Rob's economy. The palace is being deconstructed, but another one's coming up. It does look like Rob's managed to win up here on this fight, but Arts has completely decimated Rob's economy in the backline, killing off a ton of citizens. Like, he dropped on like 9 or 10 there. Moving forward, you can take out even more. These 12 Kantarius are just rampaging at this point. They're doing like, each one of these does 14 damage per second. It only takes a couple hits to take these citizens down. It's another 2, 3. Looks like all 5 of these will go down. 5 more citizens down. That is terrible for Rob. He did manage to push this position initially, but those tech upgrades being far down is not doing him any favors, as Arts is able to get up to Mythic. He's got the Vortex power in, so if he wants, he could go into the back line even more, destroy even more, but he's already done huge amounts of damage, probably getting like 20 or 5, 23 citizens down. He's trying to go for more. Looks like he's moving in. Trying to get one more citizen. I don't know if he can get this one. Rob is not doing well with his garrison micro here, as Rob has managed to get his implode. That could be pretty big if he can get a good shot off, but he's decided to place it. Most of Arts' army is here. Arts could use Vortex to get out if he wanted to. I would do that personally, as you can basically just avoid it entirely, but it decided just to tank it. Didn't do a ton of damage. His army's mostly intact. Rob has not gotten any of his eco upgrades. He's still working with baseline and medium upgrades, whereas Arts is on champion. This is going to be a battle which is going to be decided by the tech, I think. Because these champion Art Kantarius and all these champion units are going to do huge amounts of damage. These two Argus, though, are doing work in the front here. The huge DPS with their specials. The Hecagigantes from Arts is fallen. These two Argus moving in, but I think they've moved forward a bit too far. Rob is trying to get this palace down with that fire siphon. This Argus is going down. The second one looks like it might be going down pretty soon as well, as it's kind of out of position. The Kantarius is moving forward, taking out all of the archers for Rob. He really needs to get some catapulties out there, because at this point Arts is fully focused on Kantarius and myth units at this point. Just a few Kantarius, few catapulties could do a lot of work for Rob if he got those out. But it doesn't look like he's really decided to go for it at all. He's just still spamming up Marmillo and Arcus without really getting any more tech upgrades. He's getting his armory upgrades, but he's just missing those line upgrades. And it looks like Rob has realized he just does not have much longer for this world, and throws in the towel. Really good fight play by Arts, as he managed to take the center early, getting all those line upgrades and just overwhelming Rob with sheer tech. Even though Rob had the better economy with those hero citizens, Arts he just wasn't able to get past Arts. Well, thank you for joining me today for this casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. If you enjoyed yourselves, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below if you'd like to see more. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!